Hi, good afternoon. My name is Abraham Hernandez, and this is my interview with a negotiator around the world. I'm here with David Amparano, and he's gonna uh, talk us about himself and what he does. Please, David, can you talk a little about you?
Yeah. Hello, I'm David. I'm a manager on development and innovation on my on the family business. We own a purification water plant, and I am a associate in tequila. And there I make a lot of deals with international different stores, like for alcohol, springs, and all the different types of store. It depends the name of the country, and basically that's my background.
Okay, thank you, David. Today's purpose of this call is to make you an interview. So I'm gonna ask you 15 questions, and if you can answer them with the most complete info or experience you have with your negotiations, please. So the first question is, can you tell me a little about the nature of the negotiation? For example, it could be sales, export, import, human resources, union negotiations, strategic alliances with other companies, mergers and acquisitions.
Yeah, well, in my point of view and my nature, in sales, I can say, like in the tequila business, I saw a lot of people with different culture, with different. And now we're working with expanding the tequila to Canada and different parts of Europe, and we have different culture. We have different things that I have to learn because well, in Canada, all the alcohol import is going through the government instead of in Europe. You have different like business people. It depends mostly in what city or part of the country you are like making the import. Uh, so you're going to be like more to business, and it's pretty different. Like in human resources, I most of the time, like in the purification water business, I talk a lot to the different people that are in the plant, and there I have to talk to them, try to understand different things. We have some guy in the plant that is one of the head of the chauffeurs of the different pickups that go around with the water. She had an issue of his family, and I have to understand how to make this work to us and to work to him. And I think a lot of like good point that I have is the strategic alliances, because in the purification plant we have alliance with the public and private hospitals and with different schools. So I have to make our plan try to fit on the different alliances that we have.
Okay, thank you. So now the second question will be, how do you prepare for negotiations? Do you carry out a due diligence of your opponents? And is there a protocol in place?
Yeah, we have a type of protocol. I think it depends on what type. If we're going with government, they have a lot of the regulations. They have a lot of things we got to be really tied to. And I can say in the purification business, we have to like challenge the alliance with the hospitals that are public and private every 4 years, and we have to like pretty investigate like really deep on what they are going to give them to the public space. And we have, I think right now we have 16 years with that alliance, and it has to be like try to refresh and make new things for to be interesting for the government. And I can say if I have to prepare for different negotiation, I try to have a background of the company or the business or the people that I'm going to be in touch, because I have to have deals with Chinese, I have to deals with India, I have to have deals with Japanese. China and Japan, it's a pretty different. They are on Asia, both of them, but they have two different cultures, and I have to prepare differently for each type of client.
Okay, that's interesting that you prepare of your negotiations for each kind of country. Do it doesn't matter that they are Asian countries.
Yeah.
Well, the next question is how do cultural differences affect your negotiations?
It affects a lot because one time we bought it's a huge machine for the purification of the water, and we had to bring it from Japan. And the Japanese are like, the schedules, you have to be on point every time. If not, they are like, we don't want to make deals with you. We don't want to reschedule. And one time I bought a Chinese machine, and they're like more, I think, more different. They don't care much about the ending of the time of the meeting. They're like pretty on time on the schedule, but one time with that exactly machine, I had to be on a call like 3 hours and a half. But both of them, I think, are like pretty respectful, so it's pretty good. That kind of to how they talk to you, how they receive you, all they take importance on the emails and all the calls and all the messages that they give to you. And one difference from the Asian market, I have a meeting with a guy in India. They are pretty different in all those kind of things. They respect schedule, but they are more formal in certain way. So I think it affects a lot on to which part of the world are you going to talk.
Thank you for giving us your experiences with these cultural differences. And well, the next question, I think it's a very important one. Talking that you are not alone in these businesses. Well, do you negotiate in a team
Most
or
of the
you are
time,
an
no.
individual guy?
No, yeah, I'm more of an individual. It depends in which business. In the purification water, I am alone most of the time. Not in the investigation part, but in the meetings and all those things, yeah. Because in the business, the department are like geographically, I'm one of the top, and I have two in the sides that are uncle and my mother. And they don't actually go into the meetings, and they don't like, I will not say care, but they trust in myself to have a good negotiation. But in the tequila business, most of the time my association try to be in the meeting and to add value to all those meetings.
And well, this is an extra question for the answer you gave me. Which one do you prefer, a team one or individual one? Since you are using both of them in your two different jobs.
Well, I will say the team one. Yeah.
Okay. Well, the next question is, do you interact with your counterparts in their preliminary negotiations?
Yeah, I have to. Uh, Most of the time you have to talk to them, to the counterparts, because you have to be like really straight what you want to achieve from the both parts. And I think it's really important to interact before any negotiation, any meeting, because there can be a lot of miscommunication. And I think it's pretty good to have this like interact before negotiation.
Then, well, how does the climate or mood change during the course of a negotiation?
Well, it changed a lot because I like the Chinese industry. They receive a lot of sellings, like a lot of people trying to sell. So most of the time they don't think they will like end the negotiation. And in experience, I will say like, oh, I contact the, I can remember the name of the brand of the machine, but I don't know, tech the brand of the machine, and hey, can you give me like the price for this machine, these specifics, like numbers that I need for if it fit for the other machines and electricity and all those things. They give me all the information, and when they see, hey, can we have a meeting for negotiate the price of the machine and how will you send me the machine and all those things, they're like kind of be excited and then keep be like on your back all the time. Like how hello David, how are you, good morning. And in the funny thing I think is the Chinese industry, they talk to me at 7 a.m. sharp every day until we end the sales. So they are like really in touch with you. So I think it's pretty good how we escalate like the negotiation.
Thank you for that really good answer. The next one will be which techniques, tactics, or strategies do you use in the negotiations?
Oh, it's a pretty good one. Like in the Japanese are like they're not like that open to go with a different price and all those things. But the Chinese industry, they often like put their price very high, and you have to start dealing and dealing and dealing, so you can lower the price. But they, with a really good friend of a business, that is one of the guys that we buy most of the machines from him. He once told me that we love to have those deal situations when you are lowering the price and we go like, we're gonna get this price and you're gonna get this, and they love that. So I think it's a pretty good tactic to know the which which people you're going to go on a business, because they don't like the same thing. I cannot start dealing with the Japanese business because they will like, oh, we don't want to win your business, bye bye, and it's like that. And with the Europe industry, it's very different. So I think it's different tactics. And strategy, I can say it's a pretty good one. Be prepared. Try to have like different subjects you want to get on a meeting. Uh, Try to get the background of the industry, so they're like, oh, they know what we do, they know what we have done, so they are like more more chill on the negotiation.
Okay, thank you for giving us your tactics and strategies for each country and culture. The next one will be how do you describe your communication style at work or during negotiations?
They are pretty different, because in the work style, I have been in my family business since I was 14. So I started like in the lowest of the business, that is like cleaning the water bottles and all those things, and I had going improved to my position today. And I think at the beginning they didn't like, oh, he's like the son of the owner and all those things, so I had to be more straight, more formal. I cannot joke a lot, so it's more like a formal try of communication. And in negotiations, I try to be like more chill, more like, I understand like all the things you have to do, so don't worry about if you have to give me the I don't know, the delivery paper that we have to track in one day. You don't have to give it to me like in right now. And in the work, in the tequila, it's super different because the two of my other associates, they trust me. So it's pretty different because I don't have to be like, oh, super formal and like that. We joke a lot. So it's like pretty different communication.
Okay. Uh, the next one will be, do you change your approach or style as you move forward with the negotiation?
Yeah. I change it most of the time because as I said, at the beginning, it has to be more formal. Like we want this, we want to buy it, and they have to like see the potential buying of that machine, of that bottle of tequila and all those things. So I start like more formal, and at the end, it depends on the people I'm trying on the meetings, but most of the time is formal, and then I joke around, and we make like uh, I would not say friends, but it's going like be more chill because we create like that type of communication. So often it will be like after we bought the first machine, the second machine that we're going to buy in, they know we already want to buy. So they're like, "Hey David, how are you?" And it's not like at the beginning that was, "Hello, Mr. David, how are you?" Like more formal. So it most of the time it changed.
Oh, thank you for those examples you gave me. Well, there are five more questions. The next one will be, do you take care of the conflict management? And if yes or no, how do you approach that?
Not most of the time, but I have to deal with some conflicts. One time, most of my family going like on only like all adults trip, so I was the one in charge on the business, and I think it was 2020, no, 2019, because in pandemia we are still no 2021 because it was the trip, yeah. And I it was one of the chauffeurs of the business. He tried to steal one of the pickups of the business, and it's pretty awful because you gave all the trust to all the different people that it's on the business, and most of the time it's not pretty good. It depends like on the people, but I think at the beginning you have to be like pretty straight what you're going to do. That time I go straight like you're being fired. You're being like if you don't go like in good wheels, you're gonna get a demand. So I go straight forward to the point, and I don't care if he was like a type of friend on the business. So I think it's like the only approach that you have, because if you are like pretty chill and pretty light with the situation, it's going to be like pretty bad.
Yeah. Well, it's sad that you are telling this example and not a better or not that bad example.
Yeah.
But the good thing is that it was solved. Well, the next one will be, how do external factors like political, legal, financial, affecting negotiations in your business?
Ooh. In the political, I would say like a lot. I have an issue with the Canadian government like 1 month ago, because we're trying to enter our tequila brand to Canada, and they have a lot of legal regulations. So it's pretty different because in USA you have different business and people that have like license, and it's like easier. But in the government you have to be like you have to stick with all the regulations that you have. So it affects a lot because it's going to be like longer. It's going to be pretty tired because you cannot be like, hey, it did good, or and then making this type of regulation if it's like uh I don't know, a packaging regulation, all those kind of things. You cannot like ask them all the time. So I think it does affect a lot in the negotiation because it's going to be like shorter in terms of meetings, and it's going to be like a lot of things that you have to do.
The next one will be, how do you follow up on a negotiation? And well, this can be internal or working with the other party or the or company that you are negotiating with.
Well, most of the time, I try to. It depends on what the people are telling you, because when we end like the first meeting, it's like, if I want to contact you, do you want via WhatsApp, via Gmail? So they tell us like, no, I see more my Gmail. So okay, I go to the Gmail and I try to like, in the tequila business, because I think it's where I make most of the follow-ups. I try to like 3 4 days after the first meeting, I have to make a follow-up like, hey, how are you guys? Jose in Canada, how are you doing? How do you want us to give you like samples? And if you want to schedule a lot of meeting, we are open to it. So you have to be like more open to what they are telling you. And what if they want another meeting, like, I don't know, Monday 7 p.m., you have to take it because they are the ones that are going to import the tequila into their country. So I think it's that is how I make like the follow-ups.
Okay. Well, I have three more questions. The first one will be like going back to the culture barrier, to the culture negotiations. How do you adapt your negotiation approach when dealing with companies from very different business cultures?
How do I adapt? I think the one that I have to adapt the most was with the Japanese, because I have to like learn how they say goodbye, how they like the greetings that they make you. That is like, oh yeah, and they
Yeah.
make that in the meeting, so you have to do it in how I am going to talk to them, because like the industry in China, it's like at the beginning it's like pretty formal, but then it's super chill, super like, oh, a friend and like that. And I think it's like I have to research the background of the country.
Okay. The next one, based on your experiences, your anecdotes, stories, histories. What has been the most memorable or challenging negotiation you've had internationally, and what did you learn from it?
I will say, like 4 months ago, one of the main machines in the purification business, we have three different machines. The first one is one type of purification, the second one is another, and the third one another, and then it goes to like the system when you fill all of the water, all those things. The middle one was the one that break down, and we have always a backup. We install the backup, and we have to buy a new one. So I think it's like the smoothest one that I have, and it was like pretty good because I had it was with a Chinese business, and the price, I I get a 25% discount with like the type of meeting that we had. It was like pretty chill. He was like a pretty good people, and we started like talking, and he started asking me things, and And at like I told him like, hey, can we get like a discount or something from them? And he told me that he's going to check. He checked, and we got like a 25% discount because, like I told you, that Chinese have like super high price, and then you have to lower them. So I think it's like the best one, the smoothest one, and with myself already know how the Chinese industry works. I think it was like the best ones that I have.
Okay, thank you for giving us your that well very good experience with that problem and how you solve it. And well, for the last question will be how do time zones, language barriers, or logistical challenges affect your negotiation process?
Ooh, it affects a lot. This is another example, but I was trying to open uh like a store of technology for phone cases and all those things in Sonora. And I have to have different meetings with Chinese business. And with that exactly industry, I have to adapt to their time zone. And if I don't remember wrong, it was like 10, 11 hours of difference. And I have meetings like 3, 4 a.m. And it was awful, but I think it's like a challenge to me because I used to have like meeting at 3, 4 a.m. and then I have class at 7 a.m. So it was like pretty difficult. And the language barriers, I think it depends in because most of the big industries they have someone that talk English, and I have the surprise that some people actually talk Spanish, so I don't think it's that much of a challenge. But if the industry that you're trying to buy or to import, whatever, if they don't have a pretty good English, like manager or sales people, it's going to be pretty challenging. And the logisticals at the beginning is pretty challenge. Then you are like, what what to do, how to do it. So it's going like from a challenge to pretty easy.
Well, David, these are the all the 15 questions. I appreciate your time for answering them and well giving us good answers and feedback of your of what you think, your opinions, and well your experiences being negotiating internationally. I appreciate a lot your time, and I expect that the questions were smooth and good for you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, David.